Hello everyone, welcome to another small video, and today I'm bringing you not really what you expected. So on the last video that I made, I talked about a mix set, like the mix that you want to go for. But as noticed in the comment section, someone did mention that it's covering only level 60 gear. So now I'm gonna be covering a mix set that you could use that below 60 and probably even below level 50, depending on certain parts. But keep in mind, I'm making this video thinking about as well as saving your resources, so whenever you do reach level 60 you do have those other mix pieces that you can be working on without having to spend those on lower grade gear, since you won't always be you won't at one point you will reach level 60 no matter what. So you go down on every single piece. We're gonna start with the helmet. It always has a level 60 on top, but starting off with helmet, as you can see right here are the two helmets I mentioned, they're both level 60. So we're going to talk about a free-to-play level 60 or below. Now, the reason I go free-to-play is because if we don't want to be, like I mentioned, you don't want to be using your rare materials on this gear, but you still want to have good stats. So starting off, we're going to go with Indulgent Visage. Now, Indulgent Visage is a Bon Appetit piece, but it does not use any halos, so you need to constantly just keep hitting them and you'll be getting these parts very easily. And the reason you go for it is because, as I had mentioned earlier in the previous video, you're required to have, you want to go for two different troop type attacks in one piece. And then there's also possible the criteria of not using any rare materials. Now from here, I do not have a second choice. This is my only go-to choice for free to play. Well, not for free to play, for below level 60. This is the only one I recommend because of what I mentioned before. Next, over chest piece, again we're going to scroll down below the level 60 layers. Now right here you do have multiple pieces. The cuirasses, like I mentioned before on the previous video, it's a very good one. The thing is, it sucks because you have to use your halos for it and you have better options to use your halos on. So it's not one you want to go for. Winter Parka, don't ever touch this. Never. It's bad. It's just bad, okay guys? It's just bad. So the one I would recommend would be, we go down here, would be the Armor of the Abyss. Now, granted, it does have low stats. It gives you army attack plus cav HP at only 5%. But when you add jewels to it, which you can move around between sets, it won't increase the stats. Now, this one is from the Helldrider set, and also does not use any rare materials. So that's the reason I recommend that piece over any other ones. From all the other ones, you will have to use rare pieces. I would say go for the Heronic Crags, but again, it's very expensive. It's a very expensive piece to get, as well as the Hardened Carapace. They're very expensive and not worth working on. The level 60 counterparts are a lot better. Now we're talking about boots up next. These two are the ones I talked about last time, and they're both level 60. And then so we go down. As you can hear my dog in the background, he likes barking at the wind. So let me close the door for a bit. So looking at leg pieces, we have the honeycomb charms is the ones that I would recommend. My go-to ones. Again, like the other two pieces, they are from a monster. They're from the Bumblebee, but of course they did not use the venoms. Now this is very important because again, you don't want to be using your rare materials on non-level 60 pieces. Now I'm pretty sure I've covered this gear set in a previous video, but in case you haven't, this is dedicated just for the free-to-play below level 60 mixed gear set. So next up, for the main hand, I believe, the one I would recommend. So you have these three, which I will talk about them later, but they're not ones I would recommend to build since they are required to use their rare drops. So it's not a viable solution. You have the main hand here, but of course it still uses rare drops, so not one I would ever recommend. So the one I would recommend would be right here, the Fiery Tomahawk. Now, like I have been mentioning throughout the whole video, Fiery Tomahawk is completely free to play. This means it does not require any rare drops. You just need to gather resources. So the reason I recommend Fiery Tomahawk is because it has the three troop stats on there, including cav attack at 10%. Well, you can get this 2 mythic pretty cheaply. It only costs 2 blue ones. I don't know you if you want to, depending how long it's taking you to get to level 60. But you do, that is a good 14% cap attack that you get, plus whatever you have on jewels. This is a very good start, and also helps you save up your rare resources. For offhand, I would recommend again scrolling down below the low 60s, and the one I would recommend would be this one, Lunar Scimitar. The Lunar Scimitar does have range attack and army HP, which is the reason you're going for it, since you want to go for a mix set. So going through that mix set, you have, as you see, Lunar Scimitar is gonna be built from just gathering materials again. You could gather to craft it, so shouldn't be any issues. And the last pieces would be the accessories. For the accessories, you can see these are level 60, so you want to go for non-level 60 pieces. So you can go for burning scrolls. You do want to have these on your end set. If not, would recommend going for the Lost Islands relic. This one gives you 2 troop type stats plus your army HP, and it is built from gathering materials, so you can get this pretty fast to gold if you just do your due diligence and gather. You can also do dragon irises if you are planning to go for dragon irises on your overall build, but I mean on your overall set at level 60, but that is really up to you. But my go-to would be this Lost Island relics. And in case you're wondering which is all the gear, right here I'll show you all the gear. So this is pretty much all the gear, all the pieces I talked about. I don't have all of them to gold, so I cannot show you what the gold stats are from this gear. But if you want to, I can get that to gold and get a video out for it soon. Now that's it for this video, but I do want to mention, since this is a pre-level 60 build, I don't think I'll be able to make a pre-level 60 spear sets, since it is very hard to find spear items that are pre-level 60. Most of these spear sets are usually only 1 item or 2 for each piece, so there's not much you can change about it, and it's going to be the most optimal thing you want to focus on if you want to make spear sets. If you're wondering what spear sets are when you are sets of gear that you have that just focus on one troop type. Of course, I'll be making a video for each of those, so I can, because I'm also going to be talking about rally leading or soloing with those sets, and what kind of fadings you want to use, and what kind of troop composition you're going to be sending. So that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found the information. I hope they helped you out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.